Okay, we are back here with another review. Today we are going to be reviewing Not Without Hope, which was a release last week. It is now today's Tuesday, so we are finally getting around to a full-on review of this movie. Now, when it comes to this movie, I have to say it is based on a true story, and I have always been adamant that true stories are hard to put on the screen and make sure that they are fully accurate. There are typically some things that are different or changed within the movie. And with this, I haven't read the book that it's based on, so you can kind of say there may be some things different, there may not be some things different, but let's get right into the movie itself. Now, as you watch this movie, you are going to be able to see what took place leading up to the day that the boat capsizes. Now, you have NFL players, you have trainers, and ultimately it becomes just that last little weekend getaway before things begin to change. Everybody has something in their life that kind of leads you to change, and that is what you get in this movie. Now, as you go into the Florida waters, I think we are in Clearwater, that you see where things are going to go. If you've read on the story or you are a fan of the NFL, you may have known this story from 2009. But as you watch the movie, you really start to hope that the movie is going to take the role of what the situation is and give the audience something worthwhile. Now, I have to say, Zachary Levi in the past year and a half has been in some movies that have been rough. There have been some movies like Harold and the Purple Crayon and others where his performances have been, I should say, kind of lackluster because you're kind of forcing him into this children's style role and it doesn't really give him enough substance. But I have to say in this movie, he does an excellent job. He is believable. All the characters are believable, and you understand the situation that is taking place. Now, On the Waters, I have to say, this is one of the best shot movies of the year because you feel like you are solely on the water with them. Now, while you are watching what is taking place, you're watching this fight for survival, you are getting an opportunity to almost feel like you are on the ocean with the four friends. And so I think in a movie like this, that is a good thing because when you are looking at the visuals of the film, you want them to be appealing. And I think in this film, you do have that. You're going to have the ability to see what they are feeling, how they are feeling, what the fight for survival is. And I think that allows you to keep this movie at a point where all audience members will understand what is taking place. But then you look at outside aspects of the movie that I think are done very well. By bringing in the families of the people on the boat and on the water now, it kind of gives it that more human aspect feel to it because while they are fighting for their life and understanding the struggle that they're going through, you are able to look at the situation with their families and understand how they are trying to adapt to what is taking place. And so I think when you are looking at it and you're getting the feel on the water, but you are also getting the feel as it comes to the families, that makes this movie feel authentic. Now, is it fully authentic? You can kind of say yes, you can kind of say no, but I think a lot of that is going to come into play whether or not you believe what you are watching on the film or on the screen is worth the watch. But then we get to some parts where I feel like this movie does kind of take a drift away from what you are actually trying to see. And it really goes into the aspect of trying to look at some of the shots, even as good as the visuals are in this movie. There are some parts in this movie where it almost goes back and forth between day and night, and you almost get lost. You almost feel like you are in a position where you're trying to figure out what is actually going on. Are we at the daytime? Are we at the nighttime? And it does give you a feeling of there being some almost misshoots in a sense, because you don't necessarily know what part of the situation you are. There is another aspect where a situation takes place and a person kind of is cut out. I'm not really going to go more into that because it does give it a little bit of a spoiler and kind of, if you know the story, you know what happens. But it's almost like we did not get anything with that specific scene or person other than the few little scenes before, and it kind of slows things down a little bit. So I think that does make it a little bit difficult to follow. And so that is what I would say is a con. Now, is this a movie you should watch? I would absolutely say this is a movie that is worth a watch. This movie from start to finish was beautifully shot. I think it is easy to follow even if you don't understand the story. You are getting so many different aspects of the lives of the people where you are starting to understand exactly what is taking place. And so this movie is worth at least a watch, whether it's in theaters or whether it is on a streaming service. Now, if we go into overall rating, for me, I would have to say this movie is about a 3.8 out of 5. I think it is a solid watch. I think it is shot well. You understand the situation, you understand the characters, and even though that there are those aspects where you kind of feel lost in what is being shot, it does give you something to buy into, but it also gives you something to fully understand as things go forward. So if you have a chance to see Not Without Hope, I do recommend it. This was a good movie. You don't have to know the story to enjoy this film. It is out now. It may not be in theaters very long, so make sure to go see it while you have a chance. Stay tuned. We have more reviews coming this weekend. We have Avatar. I believe Housemaid comes out this weekend, and some other films as well. We are about to be on our Christmas holiday break, so it is one of those things where reviews will be coming. We have the best movies and worst movies of 2025 and some more things along the way. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to follow along on all the social media pages on Facebook at The Movie Teacher, at The Movie Review Teacher. Make sure to go hit those social medias. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you all later.